2025. Streets is back mine. HD over everything. Fresh off the flow.
Welcome to the Retro Show.
What's good, everybody? Look, we back with a special episode, man. I'm here with one of my good friends, y'all. I'm talking about, I seen this dude grind from the mud, literally under the mud, the dirt, all that, and now he didn't build an empire. He didn't build a big-ass brand, y'all. I'm proud of him, you feel me? I'm just here to give you your flowers, dog. Like I say, I've been watching the journey from the beginning, bro, and you killing him, dog. From, I won't even just label you a trainer at this point. You a little bit of everywhere, and now you a part of just 618314 Midwest basketball culture. You can't think of basketball culture without thinking of, you feel me? Yeah. Y'all know him as Coach L, or what they, you know what I'm saying? Coach L. I know him as L. Like I said, this is my friend. I'm happy you came, bro.
Appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you having me, for real.
It's a
blessing.
Yes, sir. And I want you to just tell them, you know, where you from, where you grew up at, all that type of stuff.
I'm originally from Madison, you know, a little area called Eagle Park.
Yeah.
You know, where we from, you know, some folks may say that ain't Madison, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got our own little thing, but I'm definitely from the Madison, Venice area, man, and I've just been a little bit around everywhere. St. Louis, Fairview, Belleville, so just the 618314 in general, man, so.
Yeah, that's lit, because you got a big community, and I always say, bro, your community is, like, versatile. Like, your brand is, you got people from St. Louis, you brought Belleville, you done brought O'Fallon's, and you brought everybody to, you feel me, your program, and now that shit just, you feel me, still growing, and the talent that you were able to get from these cities is crazy, dog.
Nah, it's amazing to me sometimes, like, to just be able to work with people of, you know, any race, you know, any skill level, you know, boys and girls, like, it's been lit, so I'm enjoying it.
For me, when did you realize basketball was, like, you know, gonna be a big part of your life?
When I was 5 years old.
Early.
Just because I just love the game.
Yeah.
And I watch my dad, my goddad, and them just, you know, partake in the game, and my relatives, like, everybody pretty much hoop. So it was just like, you know, it wasn't forced at all. It was just something that was in me, and I guess when I saw it bouncing, I just wanted to do it.
Oh, me.
And I didn't know that it was gonna go where it was gonna go, but I just knew I love the game.
Yeah,
it's simple.
And I always tell where we from, bro, it's just like, bro, basketball's so popular where we from. You know, that's all you seeing is, honestly, you got, you know, trappers on this side and you got hoopers over there, bro.
Love the hoop.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, pick a side. And basketball, like you said, everybody playing it around you, so it's easy to fall in love, you know, and go that route with it, man. What made you transition to being a player to actually saying, like, you know, hey, I want to train people. I want to, you know, be a trainer.
Man, to be completely honest, I never thought I was going to be a coach or a trainer. Like, I thought I was just a hooper. I was going to play, you know, obviously go through high school, went to college. You know, everybody think, man, they going to go to the league.
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
when you a kid, you know, that's your dream.
Yeah.
But, you know, obviously, you know, other factors, you know, play a part. So I guess throughout my college journey, I started to deal with different things, whether it be, you know, my grades or just life, you know, life be life, and man, and dealing with certain things, and then also just being a realist. And, you know, everybody ain't meant to play in the league. Everybody ain't meant to be a pro.
Yeah, because it takes some blessings, boy.
No, for real.
It takes some God-given blessings to get to that point.
It's a path you gotta, you know, you gotta walk, and sometimes you gotta have a little bit of luck.
Yeah,
The ball gotta
facts.
bounce your way. But when I realized, you know, that ain't what I'm gonna be doing, I just kind of started working with kids. But it ain't even because I didn't feel like I was hooping. I just was working with kids like a little hustle.
Yeah.
And then when I was the student assistant at SIUE, I used to just train some of the players for fun. Like, hey, can I train y'all?
Yeah.
Like, can I put y'all through like a 30-minute workout?
Oh, that's tough.
And we used to just do that late night sometimes, bro. The stereo just going crazy in the gym. I'm working out, you know, D1 players.
Yeah.
That's potentially gonna be pros one day. And then I was just doing a little side hustle, and all of a sudden it turned into what it turned into.
On me. So you said you working out SIUE players, man. At that time, was you like recording some of that, or you just kind of going through, like, just working on your, you know, structures and stuff like that at that time?
If I knew the business the way I know it now, I would have recorded everything.
On me.
But I didn't record a thing, bro. It was just off the muscle. Like, it was just doing it just because I loved it, because I enjoyed it, and just because I wanted to get the experience of working with higher level players.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see what is the difference with playing with a high level player versus just playing with anybody.
Yeah, that's
you know, I learned early.
Oh man,
said no camera, dog.
The work ethics and everything be different.
Yeah, the work ethic different. And then the understanding of the game is different.
Yeah.
So you can just be a little bit more specific and detailed when you work with them.
Oh me.
Yeah.
What was some of like your early influences as far as in that coaching training world?
Man, I got that 1985 answer, bro. Like my daddy.
Yeah.
Like, and we from a small area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Venice, I'm a Red Devil. I know you a Trojan, Madison Trojan.
I'm a little bit of both. I rock with both sides though.
But it's all love for first off with all the sides. But my dad, everybody used to tell me how good he was.
Yeah.
But he was really shorter than me. But they just be like, man, yo, man, used to put up 40-some points without the 3-point line. So that's how you know it's old.
Oh, me.
but they was just like, man, he could shoot that thing and, he could play. And my dad just always was a lover of basketball. And, bro, I was literally hearing stories about the greats on the east side and the greats in the Lou.
Yeah.
Before I even knew what those legends even looked like.
Oh,
so it's just like I just had that history and that teaching.
Yeah, that shit important.
So I would say he influenced me, and then I ain't gonna let this go unmentioned, bro. Allen Iverson, baby. Yeah. People got to give him his flowers.
For sure.
Like, dude made me fall in love with basketball.
Yeah, one of the greatest.
I believe he was I thought he was better than Kobe when I was 5 or 6 years old.
That's not a bad take, though.
It's not, but when you get older, it's like Kobe is a different monster.
Yeah, but his influence, AI influence was just so crazy back then. Because he was my favorite player, for sure. To like 03, till Brian came, I ain't gonna cap.
Man, he had the sleeves, the tattoos, the braids, man, the headband.
Yeah.
Like, he introduced sauce to the league for sure.
Facts.
For sure.
I feel like him and Michael Vick, bro, they hand in hand with the black community. You can't mention football. Every black person at least know them two. Hey, I swear.
Hey,
if they don't know
Madden 2004. Look, you know that cover. That's Mike Vick for
Come on, man.
Falcons, Dirty Bird.
So you started all, like you said, you trained the SIU players, you training other, individual hoopers. What made you say, man, I'm finna start my own brand. I'm finna come up with XD?
Well, I was coaching a AAU program called the Southern Illinois Thunder, which one of my old AAU teammates, his father, kind of basically forced me to help out with the team. Thank God he did, because I fell in love with it. But I was like, man, this AAU team, if they could get developed, there'd be some hoopers. So I just started working with them, and then I was like, let me try to turn this into a business. And then, honestly, the kids came up with the name.
Yeah.
I had 2 different options. I can't really remember what the other name was, but it was, let's just say SPS or something like that. And then I was like, or Extreme Dedication Training, XD.
And
then all of the kids was like, XD. They was like, yeah, we going that way.
Yeah.
So I always, with me, I listen to my athletes.
Yeah, me.
I let them kind of, they really created the brand. I created it, but like without them, like the brand is nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for all of them.
Me. And that shit hard. Even I see all the kids throwing up the X. I'm like, bro, it's smart, man. This nigga is a genius, dog. I swear, every time I see an athlete, bro, they throw up the X. It's kind of like the Batman sign, bro. At this point, it's just like, I feel like you should drop a shirt with the, you know what I'm saying? There's an X on it at this point.
Cut that, y'all. Cut that, y'all. No, I'm talking. That'll be tough though. I like that idea.
Facts on me. And then
maybe we can collab on something.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. We all for it, man. What was some of the biggest challenges, bro? Just starting off with the XD once you got everything together.
Man, I think the biggest challenge, just being real, and this is to all business owners, like learning to be consistent. When you running a business, especially when you building some of your own,
right?
It ain't gonna be great business every day. You ain't gonna be booming every day, basically.
Facts.
And I had to learn, like, some days, your gym might be packed.
Yeah.
And then some days, I show up to the gym and I only got 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah.
At the beginning, And it just taught me, like, if you really gonna do this, you gotta kind of push through them days.
Yeah,
and you gotta show everybody that you serious.
Yeah, balancing it out.
And people respect consistency more than anything. So
facts.
I think that.
And early, like, man, you had some big names in the gym early. You know what I'm saying? You was blessed to have like shit, Michaela, for instance, I feel like the first time I seen or heard of him, he was with you, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you always kind of getting players early. Like, before I even heard about him, before the streets really heard about him, they've been training with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing to be able to get those type of, caliber players, for them to trust you and for you to develop them, over their high school career, all the way up, to college and, farther.
Shout out to Michaela Rich, by the way, K-State. Working with these kids early, I just feel like I got an eye for it. I like to say, I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't like to take the credit, for any athlete that I deal with.
Right.
If I see something in you, I want to help.
Yeah.
I want to be of help. I want to help develop you. I want to work with you. I want to build a relationship. And if I can mentor you, on and off the court, I feel like that's just something I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Just as a man.
Yeah.
And even in our community, I deal with a lot of young black men. So I definitely feel like I have to do my part.
Facts.
So I try to touch them early, man.
On me, cause shit, you said they gotta have certain factors or certain things about them. What's like one thing like each kid you train that they gotta have, or is it even something that they must have? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it ain't not,
like for my bad, just like for me, for example, like. I'm not no trainer, bro. I know, I know basketball, but nigga, if you don't got that, I ain't gonna say that dog in you. If you ain't got a hard ass work like ethic, I don't even want to train you. I don't even want to try to put you through no drills. You know what I'm saying? I gotta know that you work hard before I even try to put you through a drill. You know what I'm saying? So what's like some things or something that a player must have for you to be like, man, I'm gonna take this challenge?
I don't want to say it's nothing they must have. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love working with kids that excuse my language, work their ass off.
Yeah.
I love working with kids like that. And I like working with kids that's talented, but sometimes you ain't always gonna get both. You're gonna get either or. But I feel like everybody that I deal with, they just gotta be willing to learn.
Yeah.
If they willing to learn, I can do my part, they do their part, we meet 50-50, we gonna get something done. I ain't saying we going to the league, but we gonna get something done.
Yeah, we gonna improve.
So they just gotta be willing. Willing to learn, willing to listen.
Yeah. See, that's what makes me different. That's why you the pro in that field, cause boy, you got patience.
You gotta have it.
You got patience. Reality, expectations from just being a coach, bro, just coaching in middle school. Parents' expectations compared to reality be different, bro. How do you juggle that? Because I know for me personally, nigga, it was parents that was like, oh my God, my son can't make a layup, it's the coach's fault. And I'm just like, bro, your son ain't never dribbled a ball his whole life. How do you expect me to have your son a 5-star in 2 weeks, at middle school practice? I always be like, man, y'all need to work in the summer. You need to work with, a trainer. You need to get with L. You need to go holler at XD or something. So how do you, do you have any problems with that?
Number one, I tell people right off rip, I am and I don't even like to say trainer, honestly, bro.
Yeah.
I like to say teacher, because it's supposed to. I make my training like a classroom setting.
Yeah.
Like we here to learn, and I might learn off you.
On me,
you allow me to be better, but I think parents gotta be real, but I think it's up to the coaches, and us to just be honest. That's what I do. I just be honest. I tell people right off rip. I'm going to say some things that you may agree with, and I'm going to say some things that you may not agree with or you may not like. But at least when you get done dealing with me, you're going to know I was always honest, and I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
So that's the number one thing. People got to learn to be honest and be realistic.
On me.
And if you do that, then we can we can get some goals reached.
Yeah, man. What separates XD from other programs? Because around here, I mean, you got a lot of, mom and dad programs, but you got, you also got big programs, EYBL programs like Brad Beal Elite, or even, I'm saying the Jets are just two bigger, name programs. But what separates you from just every program around here, or just XD, training, whatever? What separates you?
First off, shout out to BB, Brad Beal Elite, Fly High Eagles, and then shout out to the Jets. They definitely, got the Illinois side on lock.
Yeah.
So I always want to show love, but I think what makes XD different from everybody else is this is a real family.
Yeah.
So like when you spoke earlier about them throwing up like the XDs and things like that, like that means something to every kid that come in my gym. Like if you work with me one time versus you work with me every day.
Yeah.
Like once you step in the gym with me, you become family.
Yeah.
I represent you and you represent me. So
that's dope.
Like from my younger kids to my older kids, like, you know, they all know McCaleb. They all know Braxton Stacker, Shannon Dow at Illinois State, like Jay LaPelli at UAPB. Like they know those athletes like personally. And they've had conversations with them, and you know they've got insight from them. Yeah. And then they've also had the opportunity to go with them. Do they win? No, but they get the opportunity. But it's a family, bro. Like I love every kid that I work with, honestly. And people just, you know, most people that deal with me, they know that I care. Yeah. And know that I have good intentions for them and their family. So
facts.
We a family. That's what I will say. And you know, I ain't saying other people not a family, but it's real over here. Yeah, you gonna get the support. For sure.
Yeah, man, and shit, bro. It's so hard just finding a program like that, a family-oriented program, you know, that don't treat you like a number. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I know trainers and stuff that easily get, I'm gonna train this talented kid way harder than I'm just gonna collect this little weaker kid money, and you know what I'm saying? That shit bogus for real. Yeah. So like you said, the fact that you maintain the family structure within your brand is, you know, dope. I always liked it, that part. Like I say, I love when I see the eggs being thrown up, dog. That shit brilliant as hell. So you just spoke about Brad Beal Elite, man. How did that come about? Because now you coaching on one of the teams, right?
Yep. So I'm one of the coaches. I'm on staff with the 8th grade program. So we play in the junior EYBL, which is like the beginning stages of crossing over to the Nike EYBL.
Okay. So they do Peach Jam, they do junior Peach Jam and stuff, right?
Yep. It's all Peach Jam. Okay. Junior EYBL Nike championships, but we all down there at the same time. Yeah. So we're down there at that second half of Peach Jam where they kind of getting in the playoffs and, you know, battling for a Peach Jam. So we get to battle for one this year.
That's tough, man. Then this your second year doing that, right?
Second year.
Oh man, how was the talent difference of like just seeing kids on that EYBL level compared to, you know, local talent or just, you know, surrounding area talent compared to that national stage?
If I'm being honest, it's the level of athleticism. It's the athleticism. It's that simple. Not to say that, you know, there are kids that are really skilled and that are really good and good ball players that aren't on the EYBL. Yeah. But it's something different about that speed of the game, the size, the strength, the athleticism, you know.
Cause you mess around and see a 6'8" point guard in 8th grade.
Hey, it sound like a joke, but when you get out there, it be real. Cause it be crazy. Like, you know, a team full of potential pros. Like every game, you're playing against somebody that will be a pro. You don't know. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You don't know who it may be, but you know somebody's gonna be a pro. Somebody gonna be a high level, high major D1 player. Like, you know, you gonna run into some shit if we gonna be honest.
Oh me. Yeah, man. How do you get like young players? Because you got some super dope players on that roster in your program too, but definitely on the BBE squad. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned earlier, you got Stacy. You know what I'm saying? You got Lil E. A list of players that you've seen, bro. How do you get them like to buy in to be like, hey, man, that's what it takes to be elite?
Getting them to understand that, and it's cliche, and you know some people don't believe in it anymore, but getting them to understand that if y'all play together, everybody gonna eat. Like everybody gonna eat. If winning is the goal, then you know everybody's gonna eat. College coaches, I know people still today don't believe that people care about winning. They still do. If you got a team full of dogs and killers, and you know a coach can see their talent and they all want to compete together and buy in, it's easy to get what you want out of this. But you gotta believe in it. You gotta buy in.
Because sometimes it's you know, egos. Sometimes players have egos early. You know, they used to being a star player on their team. That takes 30 shots a game. You know, then coming to a team like that, you might take 5, 10 shots. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard, especially for a younger player to adjust to. So that's why I'm like, man, you got to be a hell of a coach, and you got to be mentally like strong to show these kids and even, you know, help route them to be like, yo, look, I know what you did in middle school. You averaged 40 on your school team, but here we just need you to put up 10, 15. We need you to pass the ball around a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, bro. So what was your like most memorable moment with coaching with that so far, or just coaching period? I ain't gonna just put you with that.
You saying what's my most memorable moment coaching period or with BB?
We can just say BB, then you can just say period.
Honestly, my going to Peach Jam for the first time, and it ain't even got nothing to do with the team no more. It's just the culture.
Yeah.
Playing on that Nike circuit, man, it's different, and it's you meet a bunch of like-minded people and like-minded individuals like yourself. You see every college coach in America. Everybody y'all watching right now in the March Madness, they down there at Peach Jam in July.
So you talking about the head coaches though?
The head coaches, Tom Izzo, Bruce Pearl, Coach Shire from Duke, Coach Cal, Arkansas, like all the blue blood schools. They all down there, they all down there because it's literally 10 days of basketball. Yeah. And you seeing the best players in the area. You just seeing everything firsthand, and you just seeing how big this sport has really got.
Yeah,
it's different.
That's a fact.
So that's what is the biggest memory to me, just being a part of that experience. So I'm grateful.
For me, and then you won a lot of championships with with the XD. Y'all won. You feel me? Plenty of championships.
Combed a lot of heads, man. Combed a lot of heads.
For real, man. And that's, y'all been some bigger name programs that's been around for 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying? How does that feel, like, competing against these programs that's been around? Like you said, that you grew up respecting or playing against, and now you have your own team playing against them programs, and now y'all competing with them.
First off, anybody can be beat any day, don't matter who they is. Even myself, I can be beat. Our team can be beat. But I just learned, man, you just gotta show kids that you care and show kids that you love them, and they'll run through a wall for you. Yeah. And that's what I do with my kids. Some of my teams are really talented, and some of them may not be so talented, but they gonna play together and they gonna buy in. Yeah. And we gonna play defense. That's number one.
On me.
That's gonna help you win a lot of games.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, we done knocked off a lot. We done knocked off a lot of teams. Maybe the area or the region didn't feel like we was supposed to beat them. Yeah. But we gonna get it done.
How did it feel? Do you remember winning like your first championship overall with XD? You know what I'm saying? How did that moment feel?
Oh, boy, man. I first started. I had a second grade, third grade, fourth grade. And fifth grade team, and I was coaching all four of them.
Damn.
I'm talking about, so
super coach.
Playing between coaching 12 to 16 games the first weekend, because I believe in showing that I can get it done first, and then other people will follow and come join the squad. But we won that first game, man. You want to know what the score was for the championship game? The score was 4-2.
Damn.
Second graders. 4-2 though.
Say 4-2.
4-2, but it was the most intense game I ever been a part of.
Fight. I knew it was a dog fight.
Most intense game I ever been a part of. It's like you just on the edge of your seats, just wanting them to get that one little layup or that little lucky bucket that they throw up there with them little kids, man. You know how that go.
Yeah.
But that was the first championship, and I hold that tight to my heart. Because them kids gave it everything that they had, right? So for them that was big, and for me it was big because it was big to them. Yeah. I know you got that trophy somewhere in the case at home, man. It's like making your first dollar in business, man. You gotta put that money up in some glass. I definitely keep it organized in there. Got a little office set up, so.
On me, that's dope, bro. Man, what you think, like, what skill or mindset, like, that separates a good player from a elite great player? Cause we always, you always see players like, oh, he good, you feel me? He's smooth, he good right now. But nah, this dude right here, he different. He a 5-star. You know what I'm saying? Cause and it's a bunch of kids that's not ranked. That's good. You know what I'm saying? That could probably be a 5-star given a chance or given that platform. But what's like something that you notice, like the good players have compared to super elite players?
The super elite players are dedicated. They are dedicated. They gonna be in the gym every day, and that may not mean that they going super hard every day, but they're doing something basketball oriented every day. They invested. They're taking steps into being a pro right now, and they don't take days off. They're doing something. So I think that's what separate the great players from the good players is the work ethic and the days that they gonna get in the gym and do something even though they don't feel like it. That's what's separating. That's what I'm seeing.
I mean, them hours.
Yeah, putting the time in, being a student and studying the game.
Yeah, because some people just want to show up and play. And I always say, man, shit, practicing damn near be more important than games.
All day.
It's kind of reversed right now in the world, but I feel like we don't practice. Kids don't practice enough. They don't work on that game enough. They just want to play in games. And, you know, you learn some stuff from games, but damn, you not really developing, I feel like, going that route. And I always tell kids, like Rashad, I tell him when he come in, I'm like, man, how many hours are you putting in to basketball? And we broke it down. He told me, we counted up, you know, we broke down everything. Training with you, from what he doing outside of what you doing, from school ball. And it came up to like 20 hours, I think. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying, that's decent there. That's some decent hours for if you like basketball. But I'm like, if you love basketball, for example, I'm like, I was just talking to this other kid. He told me he put in 100 hours. I'm like, you gonna let him outwork you, bro?
There you go.
He put in 100 hours. You talking about 20? So
there you go. It's
like in any field, bro. I always compare it to like corporate world, like work. If I work 100 hours and you work 20 hours, who check gonna be bigger? You know what I'm saying? It's like that simple. So I always encourage kids to like, man, bro, calculate how many hours you really putting in, so you can really see. All right, I'm not doing enough. You know, this kid put in 120 hours. I'm putting in 20. Like he's fucking quadrupling. You know what I'm saying? My work ethic at that
week
point.
By week.
Yeah. And it's separation, just, you feel me? It's just steady separating from you.
Stacking days.
Yep.
That's it, stacking days, and that's all you can do. You can't worry about what nobody else doing. You just got to put your work in. And like you said, I tell kids all the time, like, how can you say that I'm better than so and so?
Yeah.
If you're not outworking them.
Yeah.
Maybe you got the talent, maybe so, but I don't want to lay on that.
Yeah.
I want to know I got the talent, but I want to make sure I'm putting the hours in and I'm outworking the competition.
Yeah,
if I do that, then I'm gonna let the chips fall where they fall.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When you heard early on, you know, kids heard, oh man, you good, you the best. So, you know, they heard that early on, and that tend to like make them, I want to say not work, but not, you know, they get content early.
Comfortable.
Yeah. So it's just like, how do you make a kid that's been hearing, oh, I'm good, I don't need to work as hard as the other kids. How do you keep them on track to say, nah, bro, you got to work even harder?
Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be honest. I'll tell them from the jump, you know, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's the difference, is I got experience with it. So it's like, I've seen this, and I've seen, you know, what it can turn into, and then I've seen what you don't want it to turn into. And I just be real and let them know, like, hey, you know, this is what you need to do, you know, in a structured way. This is what you need to get done on a day by day, week by week.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to do that.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do it, then you got to be okay with the results that you get.
Yeah.
But you just gotta be consistent with that.
Facts. Because like you say, bro, it's either, at that point, it's either you like it or you love it. It's really not no, you feel me? Ain't no in between status of that. So like I say, man, I'm gonna give you it's a challenge. And if you could give a player 3 feats or 3 skills to make them unstoppable, what 3 skill sets or whatever that you feel like a player has to have, and this is your dream player, it's not just, you know what I'm saying, you have to build a player. Okay. 3 things that would you like, man, if he had this, he would be unstoppable.
And number 1 is a high level basketball IQ. That's number 1. So we're going to go and put that over there.
Very important.
High level basketball IQ, to where you can think the game no matter what situation you are in.
Yeah.
All right. In today's basketball game, you got to be able to shoot the ball.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't shoot the ball, dog, you're going to struggle at some level. It's going to catch up to you soon.
Because I wouldn't survive in this era. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an Andre Miller type, you feel me? I'm going to the cup, I'm trying to post up. And I'm only 5'8", 5'9", bro. So, yeah, I wouldn't survive.
Dog in you.
Yeah, I just have to dog. That's it, bro. That's one feature I can say, bro. But, so you say IQ.
Yeah.
You got to be able to shoot at any
size.
Shoot it.
And you have to have a high motor. A high motor.
Hey, I rock with that.
Yeah, you got to have a motor. Hey, Cooper flag right now.
Yeah, facts.
Motor is unreal. Relentless.
Say V12. He got a V12 motor in him.
So I would like for you to have that.
Yeah.
You have those things. You know, height and all that stuff play a factor, but if you have those things, you can do something.
Yeah.
You can do something
You
for
good,
sure.
You good at any level, literally, or any, you feel me, size that you at, whatever. Hey, I like that, bro, for real. So, next 5 to 10 years, man, how do you envision, where do you envision XD going?
To the moon. To the moon.
You say to the moon.
I can't say exactly, you know, in the next 5 or 10 years, you know, what XD will have in store.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, it's gonna be bigger and better than what it ever was.
Yeah, and I believe
we gonna make some moves and make some turns that, you know, was unexpected.
Yeah.
I like to be unpredictable.
I like that. I know you ain't selling. You just like how you training your players, bro. You're not content with just being good or just hearing, damn, bro, you doing good things. Like you said, you want to be great. You got a bigger plan. So I'm already knowing there's some major shit coming for sure.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I got a good question for you too,
up,
bro.
man? What you got for me?
If you could train any player in the world for an hour or a day, just a whole day. You just got a whole day to train with this player, bro. Anyone in the world, who would it be?
That's tough.
I'm talking about NBA, all that, whoever you wanted. Who would it be?
One player, huh?
One player.
I'm about to. This is gonna be a heart answer. This is gonna be from the heart. Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Yes.
Ooh, so that must be like one of your favorite players for you to say Chris Paul.
It is my favorite player.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he the best, but that dude, man. Without watching him, I don't know basketball like I know basketball. Studying the things that he do, the things that he say, the decisions that he make.
Right.
So for me, that would be a training session for me.
Yeah.
It's not even for Chris Paul. It's not even to get him better. I'm gonna get him better because that's what I do. But for me, I want to be able to work with him and learn off of him.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I work with high level players, I learn more.
Yeah.
I learn more. We might be working on something, and you might naturally come out with something. And I'll be like, you know what, I like that. Let's add on to that. So Chris Paul for sure.
Man, hey,
my guy.
Chris Paul. If anybody in Chris Paal camp, y'all watching this, y'all see this, man. Let him know, man. We coming. And my boy, hey, he'll fly out too. You hear me? Anywhere. You ain't gotta come to us. We'll come to San Antonio.
I'll make the trip. I'll make the trip for sure. You bring Wembanyama too.
Oh me, bring the whole team.
Bring the whole squad. And you bring Pop too. Bring Pop, you can bring him.
Man, what advice do you got for any young players? I'm gonna say advice you got for any young players that's starting off in basketball, that's, you know what I'm saying, finding out that that's something they like. And then I'm gonna say, what advice do you got for anybody that's starting off training or coaching? But we didn't do the first one, you know what I'm saying? Any advice for young players just getting into basketball first?
Any young players that's getting into basketball, just go out there and play hard and have fun. And I know that sounds cliche, but you gotta love this.
Yeah.
So just go have fun first, you know. Figure out what you like to do, you know. You gotta be able to handle the ball and have some footwork at an early age. Yeah. So I'm big on that, but just go out there and compete and have fun.
Facts.
Compete and have fun. It's that simple.
Hey, y'all heard it here first.
And then
don't stop putting too much pressure on these kids, man. I want them to be LeBron at 5, man.
It's a process.
At the games, fighting and stuff, man. And just chill, man.
If your kids love it, they gonna get something out of it. So you ain't even gotta force it. If they love it.
Yeah. Let them fall in love with it. Like you said, you as a parent, because you know what I'm saying, you're a parent too now. Congratulations. Yep. You was blessed to have a son first, I was, bro. So I feel like, bro, that happened for a reason. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be watching parents all the time now. Just like, damn, let me see how this dad, you know what I'm saying, treat his son. And I'm just like, damn, you know what? I'm not gonna put no expectation on my son. I'm gonna introduce him to it, bro. But I'm just like, I'm gonna push him. I'm gonna introduce him to it. I'm gonna push him, but I'm not gonna be like crazy expectations. Like, bro, having my son 5 years old, oh, you got to be a 5-star. Like, no, bro.
No, that's dead.
Yeah, that shit is that's what I feel like. That's what make kids like, man. You know what? I don't want to do this no more. This nigga tripping.
You get burnt out, and you take the love away.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like you should allow anybody to take the love away. But for kids that age, it's about teaching them to love the game.
Yeah.
You got to live with the wins. You got to live with the losses.
Facts.
Because you got to teach them how to do that.
Yeah.
This whole sport is about being able to deal with failure.
Yeah.
We man, you ain't gonna win every game.
Nope.
You gonna lose plenty, and if you can't deal with losing, then this ain't gonna be for you. And this bigger than basketball. This teaching life.
Yep.
I ain't gonna get to preaching because
Yeah.
I'll do it.
That's a fact though.
It's about life, bro. So we building young men and building young women, and we gotta teach resilience. And I think that's something that, you know, if I get too deep, our country, we kind of getting away from that.
Yeah.
You know, I think we gotta, you know, get back to those values.
Yeah, that's a fact though. Cause like you said, basketball teach you life lessons, bro. Like a lot of shit that I learned, bro, in life I learned on the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's shit definitely important. So like I say, with the trainers or any upcoming, you know, people that want to be coaches, what advice do you got, you know, for them stepping into that field?
Like I said earlier, be consistent. You know, maybe start off finding your niche, you know, and be willing to work with anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Don't be picky on who you work with. Work with anybody that's willing to work with you, that trusts you, you know, to better their child or you know, to better their situation, you know, on the floor. And, you know, just be hungry and be passionate about it.
Facts.
Be passionate about it. If you're passionate about it, then people gonna take you serious.
Yeah.
That's number one.
That's real. And like I said, bro, I'm just appreciative, bro, for you coming, dog. You know.
Appreciate you having me.
Like I say, nigga, I've been watching the journey from literally, I feel like from day one, dog. Even I can remember when I was coming up out of high school, you was telling me, like, nigga, come up here to Lewis and Clark, dog. Come to these sessions, bro. Come hoop with us, you know. And I'm saying, I'm coming up there seeing it. I'm seeing the difference. Like you said, I'm seeing basically grown men, niggas that's hungry in JUCO trying to get to that next level. Because at that time, I think it was a guy from overseas. He ended up transferring to SIUE.
My boy Barack.
Yep.
Barack Eslick. Shout out to Barack.
And I'm just like, yo, this dude a dog. I know I got that dog in me, but I'm like, oh, he really on there. So that just opened my eyes to like, damn, bro, it's a whole different world out here. So I appreciate you for that. Like I say, bro, just taking kids and showing them a different way, you know what I'm saying, and improving what they already got. Because some kids, they max out early, bro, because they don't got nobody that can show them how to elevate. And you know, with peers, they usually, I don't want to say hate, but they gatekeep because they don't want kids to be better than them. So, like I said, I love what you're doing, dog. Keep it up. Let these people know, bro, where they can find you at on socials.
Y'all can follow, number one, follow XD Basketball on Instagram.
We're going to put it down right here.
XD Basketball on Instagram. Also, you can follow my personal page and follow my journey, you know, as a coach, trainer, entrepreneur. The Real L, that's LEL, The Real L with an underscore at the end. Follow me there. You can also follow me on Threads at The Real L, Threads XD Basketball, and I'm also on Facebook, Eldon Salmon. You know, don't try not to put my government out there all the time, but hey, if you want to get at me on Facebook, I'm there as well.
Oh man, like I say, bro, I love what you're doing. I always try to, you feel me, say from with my eye, bro, I would love to see what you do great at. Always, bro, I use you as an example of like the consistency of your marketing and how you always posting videos or posting something, bro. You so consistent, dog. And like I said, I would love to just, bro, see a YouTube channel or TikTok channel with you, just everyday things. I know it's gonna be, you feel me, hard, but I know you got the resources, you feel me? Shout out, you know, you got people around you where you can record and do things every day. I think that would be dope to just see, all right, the day in the life with Elle. So that's one thing I can't wait to see you do. You know, I know it's coming.
Well,
so
y'all definitely can follow my TikTok, and I forgot to mention that TikTok XD Basketball. So, and I ain't as active as I should be on there, but you can best believe in 2025, I'm coming with some more. Coming with some content for sure.
Yes, sir, bro. Like I say, bro, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you having me, dog. It's always love.
Love,
bro.
my dog.
It's always love.
Hey, y'all seen him? Y'all heard the story, man. Like I say, he's one of the best around. You feel me? And what's crazy is, you know, we young. To be at the level where you at right now, it's so much more potential, dog. Like I said, I want to keep seeing you grow. And bro, I love it, man. Keep fucking them up. you know niggas they gonna say what they gonna say.
You gotta do
but
that.
like you say, bro, it's all in the process. Keep grinding it out, bro. Keep inspiring the kids, dog. Like I say, I appreciate you, man. And look, we out this month.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Perfect.